Welcome to our channel where we delve into the darkest corners of the unknown. Tonight, we embark on a journey down deserted highways, where the rumble of engines is often drowned out by whispers of the unexplained. We've gathered 3 terrifying tales of drivers who encountered the unexplainable. Make sure to turn off the lights, sit back, and prepare to be terrified. You might think twice before picking up that next hitchhiker, or even daring to look in your rearview mirror. Our first story takes us to the desolate stretches of Route 66, a highway steeped in legend and lore. Imagine, if you will, a lone driver, the hum of his engine the only sound breaking the eerie silence of the night. The headlights cut through the darkness, revealing an endless ribbon of asphalt ahead. Suddenly a figure emerges from the shadows, a lone hitchhiker, thumb outstretched, their face obscured by the darkness. Our driver, a seasoned traveler with a heart prone to kindness, slows down. The hitchhiker, a young woman, approaches the car, her face now illuminated by the dome light. She's beautiful, with long, flowing hair and eyes that seem to hold 1,000 stories. She thanks him for stopping, her voice a soft whisper that seems to vanish into the night. She tells him she's heading to the next town, just a short drive away, and relief washes over the driver. He's not a man who scares easily, but there's something about the woman, an unsettling aura that sends shivers down his spine. The drive is short, filled with an uncomfortable silence punctuated only by the woman's directions. She speaks sparingly, her voice barely a murmur, her gaze fixed on the road ahead. As they approach the turnoff for the town, the woman instructs the driver to stop. "This is it," she says, her voice barely audible above the hum of the engine. The driver pulls over, a sense of relief washing over him. He turns to the woman, expecting a goodbye, a gesture of gratitude. But the seat beside him is empty. He blinks, his mind struggling to process what his eyes aren't seeing. The woman, the hitchhiker, is gone, vanished. He checks the back seat, the footwells, even under the car, his heart pounding in his chest. There's no sign of her. It's as if she disappeared into thin air. Panic claws at the edges of his mind. He drives into town, the encounter replaying in his mind, each detail etched into his memory. He stops at a diner, hoping to find someone, anyone, who might have seen the woman, or could offer an explanation for her sudden disappearance. He tells his story to the waitress, a woman with tired eyes and a weary smile. She listens patiently, her expression unreadable. When he finishes, she leans in, her voice barely a whisper. "You're not the first to tell that story," she says, her eyes filled with a strange mix of sadness and fear. "They say a young woman died on that stretch of highway years ago, killed in a hit and run. They say she wanders the road still, searching for her killer, or maybe just a ride home." The driver leaves the diner, his mind reeling, the waitress's words echoing in his ears. He continues his journey, but the encounter with the vanishing hitchhiker forever changes him. He never stops for hitchhikers again, the memory of that night forever etched in his mind. A chilling reminder that some roads lead to destinations far more terrifying than we can ever imagine. Our next story takes us to the winding roads of the Pacific Coast Highway, where breathtaking beauty often masks a lurking darkness. It's a tale as old as time itself, a story of a phantom truck, a harbinger of doom, said to stalk unsuspecting drivers on moonless nights. Picture this, a young couple, out for a romantic drive along the coast, the roar of the ocean waves blending with the soft melodies playing on the radio. They're lost in their own world, oblivious to the danger lurking just behind them. In their rearview mirror, a pair of headlights appears, growing larger, closer. The truck, a hulking beast of chrome and steel, roars up behind them, its engine a guttural growl that seems to shake the very car they're in. The driver, annoyed by the truck's aggressive tailgating, speeds up, hoping to put some distance between them, but the truck keeps pace, its headlights now a menacing glare in their rearview mirror. Fear begins to creep into the couple's hearts as the truck continues to follow them, its presence relentless, inescapable. The driver, his knuckles white on the steering wheel, pushes his car faster, faster, but the truck refuses to be shaken. It's as if it's toying with them, herding them like prey. They try to outrun it, taking sharp turns, switching lanes, but the truck anticipates their every move, its presence a constant threat in their rearview mirror. As they round a particularly sharp bend, they see it, a small town nestled between the cliffs and the sea. They make a desperate dash for the town, hoping to lose the truck in its maze of streets. They race through the deserted streets, the truck still hot on their tail, its engine a deafening roar that reverberates through the night. They finally find a police station, its neon sign a beacon of hope in the darkness. They pull into the parking lot, their hearts pounding in their chests. The truck still idling at the edge of the lot, its headlights illuminating the terrified faces of the couple. They scramble out of the car and rush into the police station, their words tumbling over each other as they try to explain their terrifying ordeal. The officer behind the desk, a grizzled veteran with tired eyes, listens patiently, a hint of skepticism in his gaze. He follows them outside, his hand resting reassuringly on his holster, but the parking lot is empty. The truck, the phantom truck that had chased them for miles, is gone, vanished. The officer scans the area, his eyes searching for any sign of the vehicle. He finds nothing, no tire tracks, no exhaust fumes, no indication that another vehicle had ever been there. He turns back to the couple, his expression a mixture of confusion and concern. "Are you sure you saw a truck?" he asks, his voice laced with doubt. The couple, shaken but unharmed, can only nod, their eyes wide with terror. They know what they saw. They saw the phantom truck, the harbinger of doom that haunted the coastal highway, the truck that disappeared without a trace, leaving behind only questions and fear. They leave the police station, their nerves still on edge, the memory of the phantom truck forever seared into their minds. They continue their journey, but the romance of the open road is gone, replaced by a lingering fear, a knowledge that some things cannot be explained, only survived. They never drive that stretch of highway again, haunted by the memory of the phantom truck, a phantom that continues to haunt the coastal highway, waiting for its next victims. Chapter 3. The Highway Haunting. Our story takes us to a lonely stretch of highway in the American Southwest, where the air is thick with mystery and the silence is broken only by the mournful cry of the wind. This highway is haunted by the ghosts of its past, where the veil between our world and the next wears terrifyingly thin. Imagine a lone truck driver, making his way through the desolate landscape, the only sound the low hum of his engine. He's been on the road for days, his only companions the endless miles of asphalt and the ghostly glow of the moon. As he drives, he notices a change in the atmosphere. The air grows heavy, oppressive, and a strange chill runs down his spine. He glances at the temperature gauge, but everything seems normal. He dismisses it as fatigue, the loneliness of the road playing tricks on his mind. But then, he sees it, a figure standing on the side of the road, shrouded in shadow. He slows down, his curiosity piqued. As he gets closer, he realizes it's a young woman, her clothes torn and dirty. She's waving her arms frantically, her face contorted in a silent scream. The trucker pulls over, his instincts telling him something is terribly wrong. He rolls down his window, the woman's cries becoming audible, a heart-wrenching sound that sends chills down his spine. She stumbles towards his truck, her hand outstretched, her eyes wide with terror. He leans out, asking her what's wrong, if she needs help. But the woman doesn't answer. She just keeps screaming, her cries growing louder, more desperate. He throws the truck into park and jumps out, rushing to the woman's side. He tries to calm her, asking her what's wrong, if someone hurt her, but she's inconsolable, her screams echoing through the night. He helps her into his truck, hoping to get her to the next town, to a hospital. She collapses onto the seat, her body racked with sobs. He puts the truck in gear and pulls back onto the highway, the woman's cries the only sound breaking the silence. He glances over at her, his heart breaking at her obvious terror. "It's okay," he says, his voice gruff but kind. "I'm here to help you. Just tell me what happened." The woman looks up at him, her eyes filled with a terror he's never seen before. She opens her mouth to speak, but no words come out. Instead, she points a trembling finger towards the road ahead. He follows her gaze, his blood running cold. Standing in the middle of the highway, bathed in the ghostly glow of his headlights, is a figure. It's the figure of a man, tall and imposing, his features obscured by darkness. The trucker slams on the brakes, the truck skidding to a halt just feet from the figure. He shields his eyes from the glare of the headlights, trying to get a better look at the apparition, but as quickly as it appeared, it's gone. He turns to the woman, his heart pounding in his chest. "Did you see that?" he asks, his voice barely a whisper. But the woman is gone, vanished. He checks the passenger seat, the floorboards, even the sleeper berth behind him. There's no sign of her. It's as if she never existed. He's left alone on the highway, the silence deafening, the memory of the woman's screams and the ghostly figure on the road seared into his mind. He continues his journey, but he's never the same. He avoids that stretch of highway whenever possible, haunted by the memory of the highway haunting. A chilling reminder that some roads are best left untraveled. Thank you for joining us on this terrifying journey down some of the most haunted highways in the world. We've explored the dark side of the open road, where the line between reality and nightmare blurs with every passing mile. If you enjoyed these stories, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel for more spine-tingling tales, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. And if you've had your own chilling encounter on a dark highway, we want to hear about it. Share your story in the comments below, but be warned, you might just give us our next nightmare. Until next time, drive safe, stay aware, and always remember, sometimes the most terrifying monsters are the ones we can't see.